How's it going, guys? My name is College Football Tips, and this is my first video. This channel, I'm just gonna quickly do this brief, introduction real quick. I am making this just to talk about kind of all things college football related, as you can see on the picture right here. I'll talk about Big 12, SEC, Pac-12, ACC, Big 10, anything really about college sports for football, just because I love college football. And if you see right there in the background, I'm also a Longhorns fan, so yeah, just real shy of beating Bama there. So 2 weeks ago, very unfortunate event. I was very stressed. But I'm gonna be kind of talking like a podcast style here about NCAA football for the week 4. Just all the top 25 teams. That's what we'll be doing here. Don't really want to go too much out of there because, I really don't care about anything else besides top 25. I know there are some teams who, I go to one of the schools, but there is one team that I would like to maybe talk about here that would potentially be a 26. So if there was a chance after a very abysmal loss last week, but we'll get into that. Yeah, here we go. Okay, starting things off here. I'm not going to go too much into everything. Not going to go too much detail. But we are starting off with Miami here. They're going against Middle Tennessee. I think they're also 3-0. Or no, they are 2-1, and Miami is also 2-1. Miami coming off that loss to A&M last week. Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to call it how it is. I think Miami's going to bounce back, beat them by 3 or 4 touchdowns. I get the spread's about 25.5 points here, but no, Middle Tennessee isn't going to beat them. Miami's a good team, but Middle Tennessee, oh jeez. Their only loss was to James Madison, 44-7. They beat Colorado State, and they also beat Tennessee State. I think that's it. I don't even know what that team is, but they're playing, obviously, Miami. Miami's going to soundly win this one, so Miami. 24, we got Pitt versus Rhode Island. Didn't know Rhode Island had a damn team, so that kind of tells me how it is. But let's just look at everything here. The favorites for this, 35.5 is what Pitt is. So that's a little interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it would be that big, but could be interesting. I would like to see who is the quarterback for Rhode Island. Taysom Hill. Oh, interesting. Okay. Ooh, this could be okay. Because I know Slavis is the I think that's his name, for the quarterback of Pitt, and Taysom Hill was a transfer from, I think, Maryland and Tennessee, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. I remember when he, I think, was he the one that beat us? Oh, yep. Oh, God damn it. No, he's that quarterback that beat Texas a couple years ago. Damn it. All right, that I hated that. Okay. No, honestly, I can see him giving Pitt a run for their money. I don't see it being 34.5. That's a little massive, to be honest, for a favorite. But Pitt's got a good run game, so I could see Pitt winning pretty soundly. Except I don't think it's gonna be that big. I think Pitt's gonna win by 7 or 14 points. So here we are, number 23. 2 teams I despise: Arkansas and Texas A&M. Texas A&M is coming off a pretty massive win against Miami. They have Max Johnson at quarterback. King was quarterback a couple weeks ago, but we all know that he had a little flop against Appalachian State. So he is obviously not starting for them. So Max Johnson, he didn't do too bad. I think he went couple touchdowns because I think they won 17-9 against Miami last week. So they should See, that's a problem with Arkansas. Arkansas is one of those teams that is 3-0, but they really haven't played anybody. The only team they have played was South Carolina with a washed-up Spencer Riddler. And Texas A&M is a 2-point favorite, so I mean that's pretty. I could see why they're a 2-point favorite. So I got to go with Texas A&M on this one. Just cause I think Max Johnson is a lot better than King, so he can get it done. All right, here we go. 22 Texas versus Texas Tech. See, last week we had a pretty, I think, awful first quarter. Just because Hudson Card's one of those quarterbacks that he needs time to develop, start in a game. You know, he gets a little nervous, I think, and he gets kind of in his drive. Like you see it when, with Alabama, Ewers was just nothing looks like he faded him. Especially the first game when we played ULM. Ewers threw a pick on his first pass ever. Just didn't look like anything fazed him at all. And I wasn't surprised, because he went back, boom, went off against ULM, and he was doing great against Bama. And then when Card went in, he gets a little razzle-dazzled, and it just kind of gets in his head, I think. So if he plays pretty solid, then I think we soundly win, because I know our run game's great. Our defense is pretty good. It's been pretty good, except for a little bit last week. I'm a little upset we let UTSA score 20 points, but I mean, I think we should win. We are a 6.5-point favorite. Texas Tech lost to NC State last week, so that coming off a loss like that, I could see them. But they always do play us tough. And then when we're in Lubbock, but Houston barely lost to them in Lubbock, so I could still see us winning. So I think us pretty soundly, maybe by 7 points, 14 points if Hudson Card can play pretty well. Number 21, Wake Forest, and they're playing home against Clemson. See, Clemson's been a little weird. That first game, I don't know. Ungalau just does not seem like a great. I don't know. He just seems like he's middle of the pack for a lot of those quarterbacks that are just in the conversations for Heisman, like Bryce Young. C.J. Stroud, obviously. Even the guy from Kentucky, Will or whatever his name is. I just think they're a little bit better than Ungalau, and that's why long-term Klubnik I think will be amazing for the Tigers here. But they're number 5 for a reason. They're 3-0. So is Wake Forest though. Clemson is a 7-point favorite only, which is a little bit surprising. So I mean, I gotta go Clemson on this. You can't really go any other way. Clemson, I think, could win, but I don't think it's going to be as, I get a 7 points for a reason, and that's why I'm going to go 3 to 7 points, Clemson. Number 20, Florida. And they're at Tennessee. That is a very interesting one. I don't know how I feel about Florida right now. Florida's kind of like us. Kind of like Texas. They, I feel like we're both in the same situation here with everything's going. I know a couple weeks ago they lost to Kentucky, but Kentucky's a good team. They barely beat South Florida last week, which was another interesting one. Tennessee's 3-0. I think the spread's pretty massive on this. 10.5 for Tennessee. That's decently big. That's about what I think they'll win by. Honestly, I could see Tennessee though winning by more than that. I could see Tennessee winning 14 points. 17 points. So honestly, I got to go. I know Florida's quarterback is pretty they call them the next Tebow or something, or I don't know what they call him. Or no, the next Cam Newton, but then he got kind of got trolled. I think that's what it was. Yeah, no, Richardson. So he's young. Yeah, he's real young. So he could develop more. I could see him in about a year or so being pretty good. But I gotta go Tennessee. BYU at Wyoming. Come on. BYU's gonna beat them. BYU's one of those teams that I just feel like is constantly in the 20s right now, and they're kind of plagued by it. They're 19. They're a 22-point favorite to Wyoming. Wyoming's played 4 games too. Wow. Yeah, I mean, BYU's got to beat them. They're at home. Yeah, they're in Mormon country, so they throw a lot better. They don't run a lot better though. Interesting enough, I'm looking at the stats right now. Wyoming actually has a better run game, but I'm not too sure who Wyoming's really played this year. I do know that their quarterback has only thrown 2 picks this year, whereas Hall has thrown 1. They barely beat Air Force. Okay, yeah, no. I mean, I got to go with BYU on this. BYU, I think they're going to win by like 15 points. So, that's a good one. All right, number 18, Washington. See, I'm a Longhorns fan, but I go to Michigan State. I know, completely different spectrums of the country, right? I'm way up here in the north, and I am a massive Longhorns fan. But here I am up at MSU. I mean, what the hell am I doing, right? See, I went to our games here at MSU, and I mean, I felt like we had some struggles against Western, and Akron. Yeah, that's Akron. So that was rightfully so. We beat them, but just the struggles against Western really made me question like how good of a team we really are. And once we played Washington, it really showed. Just because, I mean, you know, we lost by 10. So, and I see in the voting here that we were like the 26th team. So that's why I'm talking about them right now. So we were just right there for 25. So I think if Michigan State, I'm talking about Michigan State right now, but anyway, I think we could be back in the 25 team. Anyway, Washington versus Stanford. Stanford did not do well against USC. Yeah, Washington's a 13.5-point favorite. Seems right there. They're 3-0. I think they beat them by 20 points, honestly. I think Washington's going to destroy Stanford. That's just me, though. Baylor at Iowa State. Okay. Another Big 12 team here. See, I watch a lot of Big 12 football. So, Baylor lost to BYU. Except BYU is below them. So, it's like, what? Anyway. Oh, man. 2 teams that I just... All right. Baylor, I think they'll lose just because Iowa State hasn't lost yet. But I'm not even sure who Iowa State's even played. Who even is their quarterback anymore? I know Brock Purdy left a while. So I gotta check this out. Hunter Deckers. Oh Jesus, that guy is. How big is he? He's 6'3". Oh, he's young too. Okay. I mean, I could see Iowa State winning. They have him as a favorite, but I don't know. Baylor's head coach, he showed me last year how well you can work with the transfer portal, and I mean, for crying out loud, they won the Big 12 championship last year. I mean, come on, you got to give Baylor credit. I think Baylor's going to beat them by 7 points. This is the one kind of upset alert I'm kind of calling here on Fox's little odds here. I got to go with Baylor by 7 points, 7 to 10 points. I get they have a 2.5 for Iowa State, but I think it's the other way. So I got to go Baylor. Baylor. Yep. All right. Ole Miss versus Tulsa. All right. Pretty straightforward. Ole Miss 3-0. Tulsa's still going to be Tulsa. We know how this is going to go. Let's just see the point spread here for them. Sorry about that. It is 21.5 for Ole Miss. Rightfully so. Ole Miss is going to beat them. I'm not even going to go too much in there. They should beat them, and if they don't, Lane Kiffin's got a problem. Oregon at Washington State. All right, this one's going to be an interesting one. Just because Oregon got absolutely slapped by Georgia, I don't know if Georgia's that freaking good. It's kind of crazy. I can't tell if Georgia's just that freaking good or if Oregon is not that good. But then Oregon freaking shows off against their other two, which, when they played, was it BYU? They beat them pretty well, 41-20, which is why I'm like, Jesus, how? And then who was a couple weeks ago? They beat somebody like massively, like 70 points. Yeah. So I don't. Georgia's just on a whole nother level, guys. I'm just gonna be honest right now. But Washington State's 3-0. That's kind of surprising. Oregon's only a 6.5 point favorite. I did not know Washington State was 3-0. Their quarterback's name is Cameron Ward. I wonder where he went to school. Oh, that's right. They beat Wisconsin. Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, all right. I honestly think this could be a 3-point game either way. I see this going up to, rightfully so. They had it 57.5 points for total. But I see it going like 30-27 and either or, to be honest. But I'm going to go for the upset on this one too, Washington State. I gotta go Washington State on this one. All right, number 14, Penn State versus Central Michigan. Ooh, Central. Oh, yes, I know that school all too well. I have somebody who goes there that I know very well. So, Central's not going to win. I love Central, but you're not going to win. Penn State's going to beat them pretty well. They're 28-point favorites. Central's not looking good this year. Penn State's probably going to beat them by like 28, if I'm being honest. So, Penn State. Utah at Arizona State. The Utes had some nuclear problems, I guess, last week. So they kind of destroyed San Diego State. Trying to find them on here. All right. They are a 15.5 point favorite. Arizona State just fired their head coach. They're honestly going to beat them by 22 points, 23, 24 points. So I think it's more than what they're giving them there. So Utah, easily. NC State. Oh, my God. They're off that win versus Texas Tech. They're going to destroy UConn. Let's see. There's probably a pretty massive spread here, if I'm being honest. And, oh, Jesus. Okay. 38.5. Yeah. Let's just call it how it is. NC State's going to obliterate Connecticut. All right. They're just going to destroy. 38.5, I think, is a little too much, though. I don't know. Maybe they're capable of it. So, you know what? I could say they beat them by 40. Let's just go with, I'm going to go with NC State by 40. Tennessee, you already went over them. Arkansas, we already went over them. Oklahoma State isn't playing this week, so we can just skip them. So we skip 3 right here, up to number 8. Kentucky versus Northern Illinois. Kentucky's on a roll, guys. Kentucky is surprising. They are 26.5 favorites in this game. Oh, Kentucky versus Northern Illinois. I think Kentucky beats them by 38 points. Seriously, I think Kentucky's really good. I mean, their quarterback he's just been playing kind of nuts, man. Will Levis, that's his name. He's been playing really well. I don't know how old he is. I'd like to see how old he is. I'm gonna check that up real quick. He's 23. Yeah, I think he might be like a senior. Yeah, he's a senior. Makes sense. Man, he's on his senior year tour here. He's gonna go off. I see him winning by 38 points. USC versus at Oregon State. Poor Oregon State. This game is not gonna go well for them. USC, it's almost as like Are you serious? Wow. Okay, I did not know Oregon State's only It's at 6.5 point favorites for USC. I think USC. I hate USC because I hate Lincoln Riley and I hate Caleb Williams. Okay, hate's a strong word. I strongly dislike them both. Caleb Williams hasn't thrown a pick yet this year. I don't see how the USC doesn't beat them by 14 points. Maybe even more. They have them at 6.5. Just because Oregon State's 3-0. Who have they? I don't even know who they've beaten. I gotta look that up. See, they've beaten Montana State, Fresno State, and Boise State. No, USC is probably gonna beat them by 14, maybe even 30 points. So I gotta go with the Trojans on this one, even though I don't like the Trojans whatsoever. Oh, and here we are, a team I hate even more. And I mean hate. Oklahoma Sooners. They are 3-0. Gabriel's, unfortunately, has been going off. They're 12.5-point favorites. But the interesting thing, they're playing Kansas State. Now, everybody knows that Kansas State is a little bit of a whack team. The advantage that they do have, though, they are playing in Norman, so I could see Oklahoma winning. But I do feel like Oklahoma has bad luck when they play Kansas State. Every Big 12 team has bad luck when they're playing Kansas State. It doesn't matter. Kansas State could be 0 and like whatever, and we could have undefeated teams in the Big 12, and Kansas State will somehow just weirdly enough beat the team. I mean, you've seen it a couple times. So, what is this point spread here? The point spread for this game, I think, was like 16 or 17, 12.5 for OU. You know, I could see this game either OU winning by 14 points or Kansas State winning by 3. So it's either going to be that or that. And most likely, I hate to say it, always will, but Oklahoma's probably going to win. Number 5, that's Clemson. We already did that. Number 4, Michigan versus Maryland. Michigan, another team I know very well. Michigan's been on a roll. J.J. McCarthy's way better than McNamara, or whatever the hell you say. I don't even know. I hate him. He sucked when he played. So J.J. McCarthy, he has so much potential. His ceiling's massive. Whereas like Cade's, he just been like a stagnant line. He did not progress. He did not get better. He did not get worse. He just stayed the same. He's always stayed the same. J.J. McCarthy's on a roll. You know, he looks fresh. He looks ready. They're number 4 for a reason. 17-point favorites for a reason. Maryland's undefeated, though. I don't even really think Maryland's really played much opponents. I just got to look it up real quick. I know they're always an odd team for Big Ten people, they say, but they've beaten SMU, Charlotte, yeah, okay, and Buffalo, okay. I see Michigan winning by 14 points on this one, so. Number 3, Ohio State versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin got destroyed by Washington State. Or not destroyed. They lost to him, though. Oh, no, they barely beat him. Okay, all right. Yeah, no. They barely beat him. But Wisconsin's just... Mertz is an odd quarterback. But it's Ohio State. Come on. The point favorites for this, let's see. The spread is 18.5. I could see Wisconsin losing by 20, 21. Hell, even 27. So, gotta go with Ohio State. Alabama versus Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's so weird. They're such a bad team. Where is it at on here? I'm trying to look for it, guys. Sorry. Oh, go. Jesus. 40.5 point favorites for Bama. That's a little bizarre. Just because, like I said, you know, I'm a Longhorns fan. I know we barely lost to them. But Vanderbilt, yeah, they lost to Wake Forest. That's their only loss. They probably have played 3. They're 3-1, so they played more games than a lot of other teams. They destroyed Hawaii. They soundly beat Alon, whoever the hell that is, Northern Illinois. Yeah, Alabama's going to just obliterate them. I just call it how it is, 35 points. And then obviously Georgia, not even no question. Georgia's going to win. Georgia's so dominant. I mean, come on. Just beating opponents just the way they've beaten them so far is just mind-boggling. Bennett's out of control. The college football is in trouble. Georgia is just Georgia like they were last year. It feels like they're last year, but even better. I don't even know how that's possible. but it is. And yeah, Georgia. Let's just see what the points even are. I mean, I don't know. I know it's probably like 50. I don't even want to see it. This is just a massacre either way. But I just like to see what the 45. I mean, come on. Poor Kent State. They're gonna get destroyed. Hell, I pray Kent State wins. But anyway, that was the top 25 there. Hopefully my predictions are around right. I know I kind of have to look things up because I don't know too much about every team. But I know a little bit about every team here and there. The Longhorns I know deeply about because I'm obviously invested in them. But as I learn more, I'm going to try to get more intel and more inside and more learning about everything else here. But yeah, that was the top 25. Thank you guys for listening to the pre-week 4 of college football. And have a wonderful day, guys. Peace out.